Can you guess one of the top stressors for small business owners? Stick around to find out and for our tips to fix it.
So disorganization can be one of the biggest issues and dilemmas that small business owners have, and causes a lot of stress that could be eliminated if there's some sort of regular and consistent way of doing things, don't you think?
Absolutely. I mean, tip number one is set up a method of organizing and kind of stick with it and keep it, doing doing this periodically. So it's, whether it's once a month or, every other month, but
Mm-hmm.
Doing, pick some way of organizing and
Yeah,
stick with
so
it.
we always tell our small business clients to look at kind of your month in advance, and or your schedule as a whole. Like maybe you're slower on Monday afternoons, and make that the day that you do some administrative tasks, and make that one of your administrative tasks, right? Where you're organizing your information. You may have receipts and business receipts that you need to organize. And then the way that you organize it is really a preference. So, we have clients that do every single thing digitally. They do not want to maintain paper, and that is fine. But decide how you're going to organize those files digitally that works for you. Is it alphabetically? Is it by month? Is it type, like utilities versus maybe some other, dues and subscriptions, like based on your profit and loss statement? You can organize it in the way that makes the most sense to you, but organization is probably the biggest key, right? It doesn't matter if it matches the person next to you. It just, if that's how you like to think through it, then that's the way that you need to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. It is definitely preference related. If you're keeping things digitally, make sure there's some sort of backup system so that
Exactly.
those things aren't lost if your computer crashes, or if
Yeah.
you're keeping it on a server, that if your server crashes, make sure those things are being backed up. There's lots of different tools out there. You don't have to hire the most expensive IT company in the world to manage that for you, but make sure that those backups are being done, and they're tested, so that if you do need to recreate it or pull from that backup, that it actually works when you
do it. Yeah, that's a good point. Like making sure that it actually works. So,
yeah.
We always suggest making some sort of like master list of accounts. You don't necessarily have to put on there the passwords, that's very sensitive information. If it's a place that you're saving everything securely, make sure that if you're the only person in your business, that you have somebody that you trust with that information as well, meaning a spouse, maybe a sibling, or your attorney. Just having someone know what is happening and be able to access those things in the event that something happened to you. Maybe you got sick, or heaven forbid you pass away, or something like that, that there's some information put together as to what is out there for you and for your business.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's really critical to be able for someone other than yourself to know where those things are, in case of those issues or emergencies. And it could mean a lot of it could be a problem if that happens, and you could lose your business. That person could be spinning their wheels trying to get everything done for you.
Yeah. We've dealt with clients who have lost a spouse who was running the business, and it is very difficult for the one picking up the pieces to know exactly what's going on. And you may have people that you hire, such as an accountant or a financial advisor, that would have more information than others, and you can really rely on them to kind of fill in some of those pieces, but may not have all of the pieces and may not have all of the information that you need. So, kind of summarizing that, especially when it comes to checking accounts, any debt that's out there, being able to just kind of have a master list of what's going on within your business is really helpful.
Absolutely.
The other item that we always talk about with clients is they say, well, do I need to maintain these records if my bank has them? And if my credit card company has my statements all the time, do I need to download them? And my answer to my clients is always yes. And there's a really good reason for that. Shawn, what's your reason for downloading the statements?
Yeah, downloading them, as they come out monthly or quarterly, whatever the case may be. The banks aren't your filing system. they don't. Each bank has their own set of requirements or what they're willing to carry in your online account for how long. So it could be 12 months, it could be 2 years. They don't keep all of your statements forever back. And we've had many clients who have had to go back and retrace, get bank statements, get credit card statements for tax audits, for a number of different things. And they've had to go back to those banks and those financial institutions. Sometimes there's additional fees for that. So if you were doing them periodically as they were being released or being available, then you wouldn't have that
and you'd have
extra
that
cost.
information. Information at your fingertips, really.
Absolutely.
And one of the other things that I tell people, not only is it that the bank doesn't necessarily keep that online on an ongoing basis, but what if you close that account? What if you decide that you got a better rate on a different credit card and you no longer have that particular credit card? Well, your online access basically ceases, right? You close that down, there's nothing there anymore, and the bank will close your online access down. So the best thing to do is to download anything that you get on a regular basis so that you do have it and you're not going back to a bank that you no longer work with and again have to pay some fees or see if they can get you old statements. This is also true for payroll tax returns and any kind of tax return filing. We always suggest you download copies of these things, keep them in a safe place. It doesn't have to be in paper, but as long as they're in a secure location, if you're downloading them, you have them at your fingertips whenever you need them. And you're not relying on trying to retrace your steps or get people to give you things if you no longer are working with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, doing that, like you said, if you're switching banks, if you're switching accountants, you're switching payroll services, you've got to get your information out before that switch happens, or within the time period that they allow once you do switch, because there may be some grace period after that change.
In most cases there is. In most cases there is.
But you need to be aware of that.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that we went through quite a bit here on trying to stay organized and some really important tips like picking a method and sticking with it, downloading your statements and maybe picking a time during the month to do that so that you have all of the information ongoing and keeping that for a long period of time, and then making that master list for yourself as well as anyone else who may need it in the event that something happens to you. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. If you like our blog and our podcast, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we are on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And visit us on our website at Modern CPA Online. We have a masterclass starting, that's /moderncpaonline.com/masterclass that is starting, and look forward to seeing you in the future.
Take care.